My name is Adina Clark. This is course LBM 225, Professor Danielle Priest. Leadership that restores more than just smiles. When we talk about leadership, we often imagine someone standing at a podium or leading a large organization. But sometimes leadership looks very different. Sometimes leadership looks like restoring a smile, and with it, restoring dignity, confidence, and identity. Today, I want to highlight a leader whose work embodies compassion, innovation, and service. Dr. Helena Soomer-Lincoln, founder of Fairy Tale Dental on Bainbridge Island. Dr. Soomer-Lincoln's journey began in Estonia, where she learned early about resilience and the importance of dignity. She was on the front lines of the Estonia singing revolution. Estonian people were holding hands and singing national songs while standing in front of Soviet Union tanks and soldiers trying to overtake their country. The Estonians' only weapons were their singing voices. The Estonian singing revolution was completely non-violent, but it was powerful. As a result, Estonia became a free country. Estonia is a proud country rich in history, singing, folklore, and fables. Dr. Soomer-Lincoln says, "I so enjoy telling stories to others that when I created Fairy Tale Dental, I continued to sing songs and tell stories to patients. Storytelling and singing have always touched me deeply and had such a positive, profound impact on me. I wanted to share it with others. She sang songs to me and told me stories throughout my appointments, and I found it not only to be very entertaining, but therapeutic as well, soothing and relaxing me during this traumatic event." If you'd like to know more about the singing revolution, you should look it up on Wikipedia. It's an amazing story. Those experiences shaped her belief that access to dental care is a basic human right, a belief that she carries into every part of her work. After immigrating to the United States, she built Fairy Tale Dental and developed TrueBridge, a minimally invasive full-arch restoration system that preserves natural bone and gum tissue. As she explained in an interview, her goal was simple. Can we restore strength, function, and beauty while preserving as much natural structure as possible? TrueBridge now has multiple patents and patents pending and has expanded internationally just recently. But her leadership goes far beyond innovation. According to the Kitsap Daily News, she launched a nonprofit to make these restorations accessible to people who cannot afford them. She even funds much of this work herself through her dental practice, her chicken breeding business that produces rainbow-colored eggs, and her fairy tale bed and breakfast. That alone shows a level of commitment that is rare. I chose Dr. Soomer-Lincoln because she represents the kind of leader I aspire to be, someone who leads with a purpose, compassion, and creativity. In the Kitsap Daily News article, she says, "We should never judge someone for not having teeth. Instead, we should restore their teeth and empower them to help others." That line stayed with me. It captures her entire philosophy. Leadership is about lifting others so they can lift others in return. One powerful example of her leadership comes from a story in the same article. Two patients had traveled all the way from the East Coast to receive treatment from her. Not only did she provide them with permanent dental solutions, but she also welcomed them into her own bed and breakfast during their procedures. She didn't just treat them, she cared for them. This is servant leadership in action. Her innovation also reflects the transformational leadership. In the Bainbridge Review article, she explains how TrueBridge was developed by listening to patients who feared invasive surgery. Instead of forcing them into one-size-fits-all approach, she created a system that adapted to each person's anatomy, medical history, and life circumstances. Patients often tell her they feel like themselves again. That is the transformation not just of teeth, but of identity. Her leadership innovation impacted me personally, and I believe my story and transformation has influenced her to make more innovative moves. I was pointed in her direction by someone who had received dentures from her, not knowing the full scope of what she did. I explained to her how I was put on Suboxone, and within a month my teeth were almost gone. If you watch the news at all, you know that there is a class action lawsuit against Suboxone for that exact reason. I personally was never told the damage that it would do to your mouth, teeth, and jaw. As I explained this to her, I could see the compassion in her attentiveness, while at the same time her brain was trying to solve my problem. Low-income people can't afford this service, $14,000. It's at this time when she reminds me that leadership isn't about authority, it's about service. She has since been in talks with high-ranking officials in our local government so that she may obtain grants for people who deserve to get their teeth and smile back, but can't afford it. She believes that restoring a person's smile can unlock their potential and inspire them to uplift others. I want to spark a cycle of giving, she explained. When people feel confident and cared for, they're more likely to pay it forward. Dr. Soomer-Lincoln wants to take me with her to some conferences to promote grants for low-income individuals, and use my own quote. Your teeth are the one thing on yourself that if you lose them, it can completely alienate you from society and your feeling of belonging. I have since been in communication with countless people who are waiting for grants to come through. While interviewing for this speech, I ran across a woman who said that she wouldn't go talk to people or even go see her children because she's too embarrassed. Leadership is about seeing a need and stepping forward, even when it requires sacrifice. She shows that innovation and empathy can coexist, and that one person's vision can create a ripple effect of kindness and empowerment. Here is a picture of me and Dr. Soomer-Lincoln right after my final appointment of full restoration. It shows, obviously, how well Dr. Soomer-Lincoln is at her physical job of transforming my face, mouth, jaw, and teeth. However, it's not merely a physical transformation from dental work itself, but what it represents. Confidence restored, dignity renewed, and a future reopened. In closing, Dr. Helena Soomer-Lincoln teaches us that leadership is not measured by titles or awards, but by the lives we touch. She uses her skills, her creativity, and her compassion to restore more than smiles. She restores hope. And she challenges all of us to do the same. Thank you. I have to cut that part off.